My name's Luke Angstadt, and I have recently come across evidence that I believe that we have already reached the technological singularity. In 1950, John von Neumann, the mathematician, he worked with Nikola Tesla. He was the man who first coined this term technological singularity to describe the moment in time in which we as human beings can no longer maintain a symbiotic relationship with technology because its computational powers will quickly get to a point where it just simply exceeds our ability to maintain a relationship with it. So this was already foreseen in the first half of the 20th century. So it didn't take mathematicians and pioneers in artificial intelligence to realize that they had something in their midst that was really hard to describe and to adequately put into words what we have here with artificial intelligence. I started thinking about, and I heard about this term, the technological singularity, several years ago, and it resonated with me, and it made sense to me. It intuitively made sense to me, but I wasn't quite sure where I was going with it. This was about 6 years ago, but it kind of just lingered on the in the background of my mind for numerous years, and it wasn't until April of 2023 where I came across a video of a conversation between Donald Trump and Joe Rogan that never happened, and it was all generated by artificial intelligence. And I said to myself, you know what? There's no way that if a person didn't have the foreknowledge that this was a simulated conversation, nobody would suspect that this was created from whole cloth by AI. And I played it for at least 100 people. I played it in front of audiences of 50 people at a political group in Sarasota, Florida. I played it in front of Rotary clubs, and I also played it for a friend of mine who is a cybersecurity CEO of his own company. He's one of the most techie guys I know. And when I played a snippet of this video of the conversation between Donald Trump and Joe Rogan, it never happened. Unprompted, he came out with, he said, "Luke, that passes the Turing Test." And I said, "It does indeed." Which brings me into the next guy from John von Neumann, who was one of the more well-known pioneers in artificial intelligence, and that is Alan Turing, who was a code breaker for the United States and British governments during World War II. Just an absolute brilliant man. And in 1950, the same year that John von Neumann coined the term technological singularity, Alan Turing devised the Turing Test, or the imitation game. They made a movie about it, starring Benedict Cumberbatch a few years ago in 2014, titled The Imitation Game. But the Turing Test, or imitation game, established the parameters by which human beings would be able to determine the moment in time in which artificial intelligence can simulate everyday reality with such precision and sophistication that we as human beings, without the foreknowledge, would never suspect that it was a simulation and not what we have hitherto referred to as everyday reality. So these parameters were set in the first half of the 20th century, in 1950. So this concept of the singularity, and it really started to coalesce in vivid, specific terms for me after I saw this simulated conversation between Donald Trump and Joe Rogan that never happened. So I think the singularity, I thought to myself, where have I come across this idea of a singularity before? And I first came to the Bible, and I thought to myself, well, the Bible speaks of two singularities. The Bible speaks of a singularity of darkness in the book of Genesis, where we have the formless void out of which God, the Creator, creates our world of duality, good and evil, light and dark, near and far, young and old, separating the land from the sea. It's a world of contrast, a world of duality. And this world of duality was given birth from a singularity of darkness. Now, the Bible doesn't specifically use that word singularity, but the formless void is described in no uncertain terms as a singularity. And I thought to myself, well, there's another singularity described in the Bible too. And again, in the book of Revelation, it doesn't specifically use the word singularity, but as the disciple John is describing the New Jerusalem and the new heavens and the new earth as they descend out of the heavens in the last 3 chapters of the book of Revelation, he's describing the New Jerusalem and the new heavens and the new earth as a singularity of light, because in the new heavens and the new earth there will be no need for the moon There will be no need for the sun nor a candlestick. The gates to the kingdom will always be open, and there will be no temple, because we will be that temple, and God will be that light, and he will shine forever and ever, and it will be a singularity of light. In chapter 22, the last chapter of Revelation, I think it's verse 4, either verse 4 or 5, it says, and his name shall be written, it says, well, excuse me, let me back up, it says, and they shall see his face, and his name will be written in their foreheads. Well, I got to thinking, is that going to be written in a magic marker or tattoo? Or are they talking about, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra, the forehead? It's pure cosmic God consciousness in complete unity with infinite eternal consciousness that we, for lack of a better term, we call God. And I believe that is indeed the case. I believe that this technological singularity presages the spiritual and physical, but primarily spiritual singularity of light. And I believe that what's going to happen is that there will no longer, what is technology but a tool by which any sentient being can interface with the universe? And I believe that once we reach the singularity of light, again, the technological singularity presages this, that once we hit that singularity of light, there will no longer be a need for an interface for sentient beings to have a relationship with the universe. It will be complete unity with God, pure cosmic consciousness, infinite eternal consciousness, the great I am, whatever numerous names he or she goes by. There will be pure unity, and it will be a full knowing, just a full knowing that we are it, that we are the answer, that we are what we've been looking for ages upon ages. It will be that eternal, immutable truth at the very heart of this one single cosmic law that we see expressed in the Yuga cycles, the precession of the equinox. We see it embedded in the thought of Plato, Friedrich Nietzsche, Carl Jung, just to name a few. But it's that eternal, immutable truth that we are it, that we are what we are looking for. And there will come a day, I hope in the not too distant future, where we won't even have to have this conversation anymore, because we will all just simply know it. So thank you for your time. Thank you.